everybody, this is Angry Aztec. Welcome to the next part of my Let's Play of Donkey Kong 64. In the last episode, we started Angry Aztec and we got all the setup stuff done, and we rescued Tiny Kong and Lanky Kong. Now that we have Tiny Kong, we have the ability Mini Monkey. We can finally make use of this island over here. This is Banana Fairy Island. Because we couldn't access it before. Technically you can, but it requires a glitch, which I unfortunately have not been able to master in the past. But before we make our way in, there is a golden banana that we can get here. And generally, oh, thought I would have, oh, okay. And I hit up. Went a bit too far up on my joystick. There we go. Thought I would have hit that time. There we go. Yeah, each of the bananas, or at least a lot of bananas, typically follow a theme in DKS. Like each world, there's 5 per Kong, and there's one for a golden banana for hitting a switch for each Kong, and one for playing a musical instrument per Kong, and so on and so forth. So, they typically follow a theme, but there are others that are unique to specific Kongs. So, this is the Mini Monkey Barrel. So, to use it, this ability uses crystal coconuts, cancel move by holding Z and pressing C left. And that will apply to all the moves that use the barrel when you jump into them. So, going in here, we meet the Banana Fairy Queen. Oh, I just don't know what to do! There was this huge tremor recently, and it scared my banana fairies so much that they panicked and flew away! I'll reward anyone who manages to find them all and bring them back to me. Please help me, little one. Calm down, Mrs. Fairy. My friends and I will look out for them on our adventure. Oh, thank you, but I'm afraid you won't be able to simply grab them out of the air. The only way to catch banana fairies is by trapping them inside special banana skin photographs. Here, take my magical camera. It already has some film in it. To activate the camera, press and hold Z, then press C down. Take a fairy's picture by pressing B. As a sign of our friendship, I'll now teach you and your friends a secret ability. Press and hold B to power up this move, and then release the button to activate it. As well as protecting you, it can also be useful for unearthing hidden items. Unfortunately, it needs a crystal coconut to work, so use it wisely. So yeah, we now have access to this tape for the photo, for the camera. And now if we go over to this little lone island on the side here, we will be able to use the camera for the first time. So, see, down, oh, come on. There. What you want to do is you want to make sure if the smiley face is red, it won't work. Make sure it's green, and that will capture the banana fairy. And then for each banana fairy you capture, it will reset all your things like ammo, crystal coconuts, all that stuff to full, and it will increase your crystal coconut count by 1. I think it might actually slowly increase your orange grenade count over time as well, but I have never actually really kept an eye on that to see how accurate that is. So now we're going to actually do more than setup in Angry Aztec. We're actually going to make a bit more progress. So let's enter the level and get some stuff done, because we got a lot more to do than 10 bananas like we did in Jungle Japes. So we can now get 20 with the 4 Kongs. And we already got a few, so. Now, if you remember in the last part, when we first came in here, we unlocked this area by pressing the switches. So if you go inside this barrel, you activate DK's Strong Kong ability, which renders you invisible. So stuff like quicksand cannot hurt us, which is convenient. So, very useful in situations like this where it would be good not to be hurt. I would recommend just keep the Strong Kong ability up when you're fighting the Kasplat, because you can easily be knocked off. There we go. And there we go. So there's that room cleared. And now the little temple where we got Tiny has some stuff to do. Before we go in there, we can now do something with these dirt patches, now that we have that move that the Banana Fairy mentioned. So if you press and hold B, and then release it, use a crystal coconut, and you get a rainbow coin out of the dirt patches. Hey, Donkey! That's a special coin you picked up! It gives 5 coins to each Kong! So yeah, rainbow coins are very useful. They give, like he said, 5 coins to each Kong, so that is very useful in the early game when you need coins. Eventually, it becomes moot because you get some coins in surplus. But for the beginning of the game, it's pretty useful. So, but like I said, now we are going to enter the temple over here with Lanky Kong, and then eventually with Tiny Kong, because there is some stuff we can do in here. And this first area isn't super big, so might as well get what we can done. Oh. Actually, a bit of a nice opportunity to show off his orangutan there. So, we can get up steep slopes and other Kongs can't, so very useful ability to have, especially considering it makes otherwise annoying situations like that a lot more tolerable. Oh, almost missed the coins here. So, if we go in the water here, we can go up this path here that we didn't go up with Diddy before. And I'm not going to collect all the bananas underwater for a good reason. Go up here, and grab on the switch. It opens up these monkey statues. And out of one of them pops a vulture with a golden banana in its claws. So what we are going to do, we have to shoot the vulture multiple times to get it to drop the thing. Come on. Come on. There we go. And it gets smaller each time you hit it. And because it gets smaller, its movements get a bit slower. So, if it does cross the room while it's smaller, it can be quite annoying because it takes a very long time for it to actually make its way across the room. Come on. And when it's really small, just aim for the top of the banana and you should be good. Come on. There we go. He drops the banana. There we go. And now we also have the battle crown for this area. So we'll collect the rest of the bananas quickly. And now for the second battle crown. So these get a little bit more complex with each round, but for now it's still fairly easy, still 30 seconds. And we have critters this time for critter carnage. So yeah, fairly simple. Just one of these spin moves can take them out easily. I do advise, though, with any of the Kongs, just be very careful with your movements because you don't want to be knocked off the edge. Hasn't been an issue so far, but it will become evident once we get our third battle crown in the upcoming world. So, now let's get out of here because there's nothing more for Lanky to do. And then we will complete Tiny's little mission in this temple. So. Alright, now let's go in with Tiny Kong. And you also might be wondering, she looks very similar to Dixie Kong, but why can't she ponytail twirl like Dixie? Well, there is a reason for that. She does have that ability, but we just unlock it a little bit later. So, for now, we have to deal with Tiny's abysmal time. So, fun times for Tiny. There we go. So before we get the banana, if you remember when we rescued Tiny Kong with Diddy, some banana balloons appeared in her cellar area. So, the feathers are a bit harder to shoot with than the other pieces of ammo. Unfortunately, I had to waste some ammo on him. There we go. Yep. Aiming the output of the feathers is a bit more delayed compared to the other types of ammo like the coconuts and the peanuts, so it can make aiming a bit more of a pain because you gotta take that delay into account. Oh, come on, game. Didn't let your teeth get me that time. Right. So now we'll go into here. You might have actually noticed it when I first entered the water. So what we are going to do... go down here. Come in. There we go. I always miss that second banana. We'll get it on our way out. But as long as we're in a room where there's no barrel, you won't run out of crystal coconuts. It'd be a bit of a dick move for the game to pull if that were the case. So, just defeat all the claptraps that come out of here. And we just have 4. So, easy enough, just destroy the teeth. And yeah, there's the little puzzle for this area. And now we can leave. And that takes care of this temple. And we're almost done with this first little subsection of Angry Aztec. So... there's one more thing we can do. So... let's go and grab Diddy Kong. And Diddy Kong actually has quite a lot of setup stuff to do in this level. So... the next few minutes are going to be Diddy-centric. So let's go into this tree. And we have our Diddy Kong barrel. So I like how a lot of Diddy's iconic items, like the Jetpack and the peanut pop guns, originated from this game. I still don't really get how his electric guitar didn't make it in, but the others did. But, at least a few things did. So, that's this area done. And now there is a jet barrel over here, but we'll come to it, we'll return to it in a few minutes. What we want to do first, to start things off with setup in this area, we want to go up here, and there's these gongs. You might have noticed they were in the lobby, and we can activate them, but what it activates we can't actually make use of yet. It requires a future move. So, yeah, just chimpy charge all of these guys. There's bananas in these tree, which is nice. Helps work towards that banana medal. There we go. So there's all the gongs activated. And then that causes this huge temple to rise up. And a gold banana along with it. So now we can do stuff with the jetpack barrel. So instead of going around the whole map and it being a very annoying process, just climb up this tree. And then just make a jump. Alright, and now we'll fly over. What I like to do this all in one go, so just be very careful not to hit the roof of the temple when you get it. I like to press A immediately after the cutscene plays so that I don't accidentally land on the roof. If you come over to this temple over here, there is a bunch of bananas. Grab those. And now, before we go over to that little sun over there, which you might have noticed there were bananas there too, over to this temple, there's a little switch to hit. So I'm gonna get switch. There we go. So we gotta feed this totem pole. There's a few bananas here. These are actually pretty hard to... They're easy to miss if you don't know they're there, and especially if you don't go up there with Diddy Kong. Because as we'll quickly see, there's not really a need to go up there with Diddy Kong. But... Anyways, we'll climb up this tree. It's a lot easier to aim from here than... You can aim with your peanut pop guns in jetpack mode, but it's a lot easier to just aim normally. Just shoot a few peanuts into his mouth. There we go. And now that we've done that, all the switches on this temple appear. So, typically in each level, there's at least one spot where all the Kongs get one golden banana. And that is the spot for this level. So, now there is one more thing we can do with the jetpack. This area. So, like I mentioned, there's a little sun ring on top of the totem pole, and there's bananas. So, let's go through it. There we go. There's a little sun symbol above this cage, and it releases this vulture friend. So. I like the little sound effect he makes, it's cute. Purr! Yes, take off, fly, be free! So, freedom. Thanks, Diddy. If you fancy to test your flying skill, come and see me at the jetbarrel barrel. Kind of redundant that he said barrel twice in a row, but whatever. Precise aiming of direction in this jet barrel is annoying to control. Okay. Oh, here you are, Diddy. I thought you got lost. Follow me around the level and fly through all the rings I leave behind if you want to win a prize. This gives you infinite crystal coconuts for this. My advice for this... I didn't take my own advice, but what you typically want to do is follow close behind him, so you don't get into a situation like I just did. Normally I don't get this far behind in this, but I am not about to let this fucking vulture beat me. Okay, never mind. Wow. So that's the first time I've lost that in a while. So let's just go back over here then. Yes, I know. You got lost. What sucks is that because we're now out of the barrel. Come on. Let's try this again. That's been a while since that happened. So this shows the difficulty of precise movement with the jet barrel. Okay, there we go. This should have what happened the first time. I think I just got off to a really rough start, but generally, so do as I say, not as I do. But typically, it's a good idea to follow close behind him so that you don't end up in a situation like I did. I think I just lost sight of where he was the first time. That's what made it a bit harder on me. So, there we go. Nice flying, Diddy. Now let's see what I can find you as a prize. There we go. The banana is inside the sun. And I just unnecessarily wasted some ammo. Okay. So now that we unlocked the temple, we got that done. There's something we can do with Tiny that many people consider to be one of the more annoying challenges in the game, and probably the most annoying golden banana of this level. But fear not, if you have trouble with this minigame, I have a decent strategy in beating it relatively easily, but I've also had quite a lot of practice. So anyways, go into this tiny barrel. Let's go up here. You want to play your musical instrument. You want to be small here, because, as we will see, Squawks will be able to pick us up. He can't pick us up at our full weight. Squawk, hold on tight. Here we go. Bark! So yeah, this allows him to pick us up and fly us up to the top of the temple, where we saw a little hole that opened up. So, now we can go in, and we're face to face with this annoying scarab, the bane of many people's existence. Oh, it's only you, Tiny. Well, if you can beat me to the bottom of my slide and collect 50 coins, I suppose you can have my golden banana. Use the joystick to steer, push forward to speed up, and pull back to slow down. Press A to jump. Ready? Off we go then! So, sometimes it's tempting to beat up this guy at the start. Freaking camera. What I like to do is focus on collecting the coins first, because there will be a point you can overtake him. Because you do need to get 50 to win. You don't just need to get first place. It's tempting to pass him here, but just be patient. You'll get a chance. It's like right here. I'm at 27. And take the corners, take the turns slowly. It's not worth flying around a corner only to restart. Pull back on the joystick, and that'll help you a lot. So now, this is where I'll speed up, jump over him, and then just go. This is where you step on the gas so you get ahead of him. Running into him costs you 3 coins every time you hit him. So, be very careful around this last corner here. Could have fallen off there, but that's okay. And just press B to stay ahead. If he does catch up to you, just whack him with the B button. I made that look very easy, but that's a lot of practice, like I mentioned. You're better than I thought, Tiny. Here's your prize. So, there we go. There's the golden banana for him. So, well, I think I'm gonna end the episode here. We're going to continue with Angry Aztec in the next video. Have a good night, guys. Take care.